Well, it's exam time again, so here is some advice for your MGT211 exam. The structure of the exam is the same as the structure in the sample exam. Part A has 10 multiple choice questions worth 1 mark each, and these questions can come from any of the topics in the subject. Part B, you've got to complete 4 written response questions, and these can be selected from the 6 questions in the examination. Remember, you only write 4 questions. When you're writing your answer to the questions, make sure that you clearly indicate the question number that you are writing and the part number for the question that you're answering. So for example, if it's question number 1, part A, then make sure that's clear on the paper. It makes it much easier for us to ensure that we're marking the right part of the question for the right question. So all of these questions are worth 10 marks each to make up to 50 marks, which is the half of your mark for the subject. And also for the multiple choice questions, there will be no negative marking. The learning outcomes that are covered in the examination are the theories in Western moral philosophy. You don't need to apply them, but you need to have a really good understanding of them. You need to really understand the issues around CSR in a global business context. So that's corporate social responsibility. You need to have an understanding of the effects of climate change, ecology, and the environment in a global business context. You need to be able to distinguish different views of justice and outline opposing arguments about justice and economic distribution. And you need to critically be able to reflect on your role as a business professional and how your actions can affect society in positive and negative ways. Right, now, most of you probably already understand your exam technique and have got it down pat, but I'm just going to go over some key things that you need to remember. You can write during your reading time at an extra 10 minutes, but it's really useful to spend that time working out which questions that you will answer. And that means reading the questions carefully and making sure that you're answering what has been asked. During that reading time, really make some notes about your approach to each question. That then gives you 120 minutes to write and answer the rest of the paper. Now, if we break that down into 10 mark sections, because you've got 10 marks for part A and 10 marks for each of the 4 questions in part B, that means you've got 24 minutes for each question. So don't spend any more than 24 minutes in each question, and make sure that you answer the questions that you're comfortable with first. And this may give you some extra time to spend on those questions that you don't know the answers to so well. Right, now, some further information about the content of the exam. It's really important that you review your group's answers to the group work and your answer to the case study and any feedback that has been provided. As I said before, you won't have to apply an ethical theory, but you will need to know the theories really, really well. So please take this opportunity to ensure that any misunderstandings about theories, and they will have been picked up in your feedback, have been resolved and you understand the theories well. You also need to review your answers to the report that you did for Assessment 3 and carefully relate any feedback you've received on that to your answer so that any misunderstanding in that report is resolved and you understand the issues that you should have dealt with. All right, so good luck in the final exam, and if you've done all your work, you won't need the luck. You'll sail through the exam really well. All the best.